Hey, sports fans, Larry Eder. The program is Socialing the Distance. We featured Rana Reider, an elite coach. Today, he's with Trayvon Bromell, Andre DeGrasse, Nia Ali, Christian Taylor. Good guy. I've known him for at least a decade. Would see him at meets in Europe, ask him questions, and like Lance Brauman, they would actually answer them and crack up a little bit and talk to me. But Rana is a class act, and he's been worked with the British Federation, worked with the Dutch Federation. Now he's working with the Chinese Federation. And he's one of those guys who can take an event apart, break it up, make you a better athlete. Look at you when you have an injury problem, help you figure out what the issue really is so we can bring you back to high quality level. What he did with Trayvon Bromell is pretty impressive. And what he did with Andre DeGrasse is pretty impressive as well, too. He's been with Christian Taylor since Christian was a freshman in college. So I think they kind of talk by Morse code sometimes. But Christian knows what Rana wants him to do, and they can do it remotely, which is kind of cool. Most athletes, you have to be around the coach. But sometimes, some relationships, some healthy, seasoned relationships, you can do that, which I think is pretty cool. We talked about training. We talked about the art of coaching. Rana was influenced by coaches like John Smith, especially guys like Ted Banks. And he had several other of the top coaches, including, I believe, one of Mike Powell's coaches, the long jumpers coaches, too. And Rana's big brother ran at the Arcadia Invite, and I think that's when he fell in love with track and field, about 1980. He was 14 when the LA Olympics hit, and he was really into it. And he's been in love with track and field ever since. He's about 50 years old, a little younger than me. Well, a decade younger than me, Jesus. Everybody's younger than me. And he really enjoys it. But he said the pandemic's been really a challenge. They didn't, through the entire pandemic, they didn't have use of any facilities. It was difficult. They were out on the grass a lot. And in the old days, he would get a full indoor facility and he would get a little bit of a room now. It's been really difficult for them, but they did work out until the end of August. Now they're taking a break. He had Adam Jamili over here for a while, but then Adam had to go back. He had Jimmy Vico, who he says is one of the most talented athletes around, and had Jimmy in great shape. So we'll have to see what Jimmy can do next year. That'll be a lot of fun. Jimmy's the top French 100-meter runner and the European record holder at the 100. And he has some other top athletes, a whole international cadre. He's working with the Puma brand now under Pascal Rolling. Pascal is a good guy, and I've known him for a long, long time. The brands have got, from Nike to Adidas to New Balance to Asics, good people in their sports marketing groups who really love the sport, and I think that's pretty awesome. And Puma, again, long tradition, great product. I ran in Puma stuff for a little bit, ran one of my best 10s. Got a pair of the Mark Nenow shoes back then. And so, good stuff. And he's got athletes from many brands with him now, and he's bringing in some athletes from Puma. So that should be pretty cool for him. He's in Jacksonville, Florida. First year in about 20 years he hasn't been to Europe, like moi, and going through withdrawal. Just getting an espresso and the pretzel as I get into the Frankfurt airport as I'm heading to my gate just tells me it's a good day. Probably a tomato juice too. Anyway, Rana is a lot of fun. He is a consummate coach. There's a coach-athlete relationship. He understands that each relationship with the athlete is unique, as are their training needs. And I think that's what separates a high school and college coach, for the most part, with an elite coach. The best college coaches, the best high school coaches understand each one of their kids has different challenges and different problems, and there's many ways to get to the same place. But you find out the unique way that keeps people healthy and keeps people motivated. At the end of the day, for Rana, it is a job, and he reminds the athletes it's a job too. And what their job is to train, even in a pandemic, so when the Olympics actually happens, when a world championship happens, they can compete. They're ready. Rana Reider understands that coaching is both an art and a science, and we're fortunate to have him in the sport. Rana, thank you for the time today. Mike Deering, thank you for producing all this. Before I close, if you like us, if you really like us, as Sally Field said, look it up on Google. She won an Oscar and said, you like me, you really like me. Anyway, if you like us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, like us on Instagram, and you love us, subscribe on YouTube, okay? This is Larry Eder with RunBlogRun, the program Socialing the Distance. This is the epilogue for Rana Reider. Thank you.